Hey, I'm Devin. You might be thinking, isn't he supposed to be climbing the walls instead of looking at them? And you'd be right. But this is the highest wall at the rock gym, and I'm feeling pretty anxious about going that high and possibly falling. Well, the good news is that even if I do fail at climbing the wall, I'll be locked into my harness. There's a lot of peace knowing that I'm secure when my harness is on. This reminds me of something I just learned at my church. We can have peace when we are locked in with God. When things feel out of control and we get worried, we can have peace knowing that God is in control of everything. Here, let me show you. Let's see if I can find a story in the Bible that may help us out here. The Bible is God's true message to us about himself. Let's see, I think the Bible story was in 2 Kings. Yep, here it is. It's about a widow, a lady whose husband had died, and now she had a big money problem in front of her. She was really anxious about what would happen, so she went to a man named Elisha for help. Let's see how God gave her peace when everything felt like it was falling apart.
Elisha and the widow's oil. Elisha was a prophet, a person who shared special messages from God. One day, a woman came to Elisha and cried out to him, "My husband has died. You know that he feared and honored the Lord. Now, a person my husband owed money to is coming to take away my children. They will be forced to work for this debt collector."
Whoa, this woman was in trouble. And not just her children too. You see, at this time, if someone couldn't pay back the money they owed, they often lost their land, homes, and even their freedom to pay off the debt. She was worried that she was going to lose everything because there was no way for her to pay back the money. She needed someone to step in and help because she couldn't pay it back on her own. Let's see how God brought this woman peace, even in a stressful situation.
Elisha asked the widow, "What can I do for you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" The woman answered, "I have nothing in my house except a jar of oil." Elisha told her, "Go out and borrow empty containers from all your neighbors. Get a lot of them. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all these containers and set the full ones to the side." So she left and did what Elisha said. The neighbors kept bringing her containers, and she kept pouring oil. When the containers were full, she said to one of her sons, "Bring me another one." But he answered, "There are not any more." Then the oil stopped. The widow went and told Elisha what had happened. Elisha told her, "Go sell the oil and pay the money you owe. You and your sons can live on the rest of the money."
That was amazing. The widow was anxious and worried because she knew she couldn't pay the debt on her own. She needed help. When she asked Elisha for help, God did an amazing miracle to save the widow and her children. And just like the widow, we all need help. We have chosen to do what we think is best instead of following what God says is best. This is called sin, and God says sin requires a payment. The problem is we can't repay the debt we owe on our own. So God did an amazing miracle for us. He sent his son, Jesus, to take the punishment we deserve for our sin. Jesus' sacrifice made a way for us to be forgiven and have peace with God. When we trust in Jesus, God gives us this amazing gift of life forever with him. I think we can all agree that there will be times when we feel anxious or worried. But we can have peace knowing that when we feel insecure, anxious, and worried, we are secure because God is our peace. He has a plan for us, and nothing is too big for him. So what are you feeling anxious about? Talk to God and ask him to give you peace. He will always listen and always be there for you. I think it's time I take that step, lock in, and try to climb this wall. All right, I'm gonna go grab my harness. See ya.